This is my Star Wars Rogue One follow-up for the few things I forgot to mention in the review. First off, the character who played Bodhi, I actually enjoyed his performance a great deal. I thought he would be one of the few people to survive this. I was a little shocked. His death came so sudden. I was a little shocked, but yeah, I felt appropriate. And Jyn Erso and Cassian, their death, I'm glad they didn't do anything like typical Hollywood, oh, they kissed at the end. They just hugged as comrades. That's something I really enjoyed. I was like, they realized it was the end, so they just hugged and accepted death. And I honestly expected at least one of the main characters to die, but no, they wouldn't allow it. And I honestly, it felt appropriate, considering Rogue One. They knew they were going on a one-way mission, and escape was barely an option. They understood this. Yeah, I was a little shocked at that. I was like, oh wow, I thought one of them would get off, but how Jyn Erso and Cassian, just how they talked, do you think anyone got the transmission? Then I kind of realized, oh wait, they didn't know, if the shield was down yet. They just shot out there and hoped for the best. Darth Vader's castle, I'm really glad they brought that back. It looks, whoa, so much more intimidating in this movie than it did in the old canon. So that's pretty cool. And one of the one of the project codenames they were going through, Cassian and Jyn were going through on Scarif. One of them was called the Darksaber, so I was like, okay, does the Empire get their hands on the Darksaber at some point? I hope not. And you see what happens to Red 5 in this movie, because Luke takes on his place. But you see what happens to him, why there's just that open spot. You see what happens to him. I think the Death Troopers, I think they were robots, because they did beeps and the way they talked is how Star Wars robots talk. So are these guys robots? Because I don't think they were humans, or if they, because just the way they're looked, and if you look at their limbs, you can see hydraulic pumps or hydraulic pump things. So I thought that was really interesting. And once again, the wills, I cannot stress that enough. That was so awesome how they just did that. Oh yes, and the Death Star plan designs, they officially made it so that, oh, it wasn't an accident by some designer, but it was done on purpose. And there's actually an interesting character whose name slips my mind at the moment, who made it. And when the Death Star was destroyed, the Emperor tested his cloning technology and conscious transfer technology on this guy by keep force lightning him to death. And each time and the Emperor did that a bunch of times to him. But it seems in this new canon that won't be the case. I thought that was a little interesting story, but not, I was like, well, this guy must be an idiot. Well, for that Death Star, this is a planet-sized machine, to have only one exhaust port, that was impressive as far as a design standpoint, but I thought, wow, that's, wow. And that'll be all.